water thing, but it seems like a giant scam. Like Big Flouride is still selling fluoride to all these different water departments, and they don't want to stop. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. It doesn't make any sense that people would be willing to potentially sacrifice their children's IQ. There's a direct correlation between high levels of calcium in the water, high levels of fluoride in the water and low IQs. This has been established. Okay. So if that's true, that should be a fucking giant red flag for people. I mean, once you eliminate all the other environmental things that may be consistent with the people that have lower IQs in children, if you're just pointing only to fluoride, if this is one thing that varies, like this is a potential real problem. Like we know that leaded gas reduced people's IQ. You know that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
When they used to have leaded gas, like people like me and you who grew up at a time with leaded gas, you probably would be like have a 10-point higher IQ if you didn't grow up with leaded gas. I mean, there's some sort of a percentage. I think it's a small percentage, but it's been measured. It's been measured that find out like what percentage IQ, what percentage of a detriment is leaded gas to your IQ? Because they actually have done studies on people and like what happened once unleaded gas was introduced and how children's IQs went up.
Oh yeah, super happy. Yeah, yeah, it was quite helpful.
It's still in the ground in some places.
Well, it's still in a lot of pipes.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Lead pipes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the whole Flint thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, they used to use lead pipes. How crazy. Your drinking water.
Well, the Romans used lead pipes.
I know.
Yeah, for their plumbing. You know the Latin name for lead is plum. Plumbum.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. That's why the pipes were called plumbing.
That's probably why the Coliseum got started. They're all fucked up on lead poisoning and just willing to throw their soldiers to the lions. Nearly half of U.S. population exposed to dangerously high lead levels. So what does this say about IQ? Here it goes. Exposure to car exhaust. Estimate childhood lead exposure has on average led to a reduction of 2.6 IQ points per person. That's nuts.
Yeah.
Research also found that non-Hispanic black people, individuals with lower family income to poverty ratio, and those with an older housing age were likely to have higher levels of lead in their blood. Well, probably because they lived in urban areas where there's more car traffic, right?
Most likely.
Most likely.
Yeah. If they're inhaling lead,
if they're in cities.
Lead particles.
People that live in like very congested areas. Wow. 1973, Environmental Protection Agency issued its first call for manufacturers to begin a gradual reduction in the amount of lead in gasoline. I bet they're going to look back at fluoride the same way we look back at leaded gas.
Yeah.
We're going to go, what the hell were we doing? It doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah.
Oh, it's for your teeth.
It's for your teeth.
Brush your fucking teeth.
Yeah.
And if you use fluoride in your toothpaste, great. Just spit it out. Don't swallow that shit, right? You don't swallow tooth. My friend Eddie said it best. He said, if fluoride wasn't a problem, why would they want to sell you toothpaste without fluoride? And why does it say fluoride-free in the toothpaste? Why do people gravitate towards fluoride-free toothpaste? But because of studies like this, where they've found that there is a correlation between IQ levels and fluoride. And at high levels, it's fucking dangerous for you. But there's all these people trying to dismiss it. Oh, stop. What's the big deal? Mm-hmm. There's nothing to this. Look at the amount of fluoride. Like, what about a cumulative? Do we know? Do you really know? Or why are you so willing to accept the fact that it's a good idea to throw neurotoxins in the water supply?
Mm. Well, they may have just discovered it, through serendipity. There may have been some.
Well, they did discover it through that. Yeah. There was an area in Texas, I believe, where they had high natural levels of fluoride in the water, and there's a corresponding lower instance of cavities.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I think it's Texas. Google how did they start putting fluoride in the water. I'm pretty sure it's that.
Some healing springs of some sort.
Yeah, some mineral-rich fluoride water. I don't know. But either way, just brush your teeth. Stop eating so much sweets and brush your teeth. Both those things are a good idea. Fluoride in the water, not a good idea. If you want to sell fluoride and tell people to add it to their water, fine. But put it in everybody's water, that's crazy. That seems crazy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as a dentist, or when I was a small kid, we used to get these, fluoride treatments.
Yeah.
Yeah, with this like blue gun, kind of gel that they would, put in a splint. Put it on your upper and lower teeth for like 5 minutes or whatnot to
kill all those bad germs.
A fluoride treatment. Well,
and
thank
lower
goodness.
your curiosity.
Yeah, you lower your IQ, which is maybe not a bad idea. Yeah, no,
well, you got to wonder with the thing you were talking about before about some people just don't have imagination, which is really crazy to think that some people are they just got a bad hand.
Well, they can't make stuff up. They must be quite practical, right? I mean, what you see is what you get. There's no abstracting.
That's very charitable. They might just be dull. They might be dull-minded, you know? I mean, there's a certain percentage of our population that has an IQ below 85. I think, what is it, like 15% or something like that? Was that higher than that? We were talking about it the other day, but I don't think we ever researched the actual number. But it's significant enough where you're like, whoa. You're running around the world with an 85 IQ. It's hard.
Well, you kind of wonder about the IQ test, right? I mean, it was, what was it called? The Stanford Binet test. It was developed way long ago. May not really measure all aspects of intelligence. So
that's true.
It may be someone with an 85-point IQ is smart in other ways, like emotionally intelligent, for example.
Okay, so with a 70 IQ, you have like 2%, 2 point something percent of the people.
Yeah.
When you get to 85, you have 13.6%. So 13.6% have an IQ at 85 or below. That's a lot. 34% is 100 to 85.
All right.
But you have to also factor in education, right? Like to take an IQ test, you have to be able to understand concepts. You have to be able to solve problems, and you most likely would have been exposed to many problems when you were younger for you to understand how these work. And some people have had a very poor education, and they might be intelligent. They might be very emotionally intelligent.
Right. Yeah, that was what I was thinking. Is that it would be a different scale of intelligence than purely cognitive.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the interesting elements about genetic engineering of the humans. There was a big article in something I was reading. Ecstatic Integration. It's a newsletter put out by Jules Evans, a friend, and he dove into genetic engineering of fetuses. Like you can have a 3 DNA fetus or embryo. Like the mom, the dad, and some super smart person or super